get started. Welcome everybody. Desiree just joined us in the members only group. We'll run this live in the members only group for about 15 minutes. Lisa, if you'll help remind me to turn it off. I'm bad about that when I get in flow. This is a We Fixed It class where we look at product approvals, recipe conversions. This is the first one we've done like this, and we have come up with this as another perk for our partners who are supporting the ministry. Y'all know that we're starting fresh and new, and it's ground up, trying to make sure that we can pay our support people and all that stuff. So hopefully this will be another great one that people will enjoy. I'll listen to the feedback, try to get better with it as we move forward. If you're a partner or faithfully fit member, there is no additional charge for this class. If you're not a partner or faithfully fit member, it's $1 a month. And we net out of that about 60 cents a month. We're not trying to fleece anybody. If you are a partner or faithfully fit member and you desire to help us keep this Saturday session going, then you can, we will really appreciate the $1 a month. That you ante up, but it is not required. This is a part of your partnership and faithfully fit membership. First class is always free. If you're here, you're not a partner or a faithfully fit member, this session is free for you first time. And if you come the second time, the third time, and you don't subscribe, we're not going to run you off. This is a ministry first and foremost. I believe in our people. I believe in the honor of our people. And that's just how we feel about it, how we've always been. So unless somebody's taking advantage of our great partners and faithfully fit members, we're not looking to run anybody off. So before any lifetime member sends me we're trying to find creative ways to keep your lifetime membership going. And I appreciate y'all bearing with us too. So this is all about, Brother Bryant, this is all about that stuff that people's asked me for years. So Sherry, everyone, I'm going to qualify this first because we got to have a community that believes in the vision. For years, I have been asked to teach others, teachers, people that went off to start their own businesses. I've been asked to teach them how do we come up with these? Obviously it works. If you follow our food library and our bulletproof shield, it works. So people have always wanted to know, what are the formulas you use? I want to do this myself. And I have always been resistant to that, not for the reasons one might think. This is a lifestyle. It is not a diet. One of the things that I have loved about Shibboleth and that goes overlooked, that makes it special, is I can be at the Ingalls in Cartersville, not know none of the people in there pushing their buggies along with me pushing my buggy, and I can look in a buggy and tell if it's a Shibboleth member, and I can strike up a conversation based upon what's in their buggy. I don't know if that's happened to you. I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me. I'll say, "Are you a Shibboleth member?" Do what, Charles?
I've done that too, and you can just tell by the kind of bread they have in their cart, and just certain stuff. And I have passed people in the aisle standing and looking at things, trying to figure out which one's the best. And you hear them talking to husband or wife, whoever's with them, about, well, this is this or that. And I have a time or two stopped and talked to them, like that. So, well, I've learned, like this bread is better, or just a tortilla or whatever. I think that's pretty.
Yeah, me too. And it's been hilarious at times because I'll be like, "Are you a Shibboleth member?" And I'll have a 5-minute conversation, and they'll go, "I just caught your voice." They don't recognize me, but they'll catch my voice. And that always gives me a thrill, especially in North Georgia. But we have a lifestyle, and part of what makes it a lifestyle is that we are all on the same page, right? So Travis is a liar. Now, before you throw things at me, the Bible says all men are liars. Now, what I mean by that, sometimes it isn't blatant, right? If you ask me, if you catch me out and about and you hold up a product and you say, oh, there's Travis. Travis, is this approved? If I don't eat it, I don't know. I can't keep up with the thousands of products that I have and our team has approved through the years. I mean, we've had Angela Cooper approve thousands of products, Joni Garrett approved, all the different team members, and they did a great job with it. And sometimes I might have looked at it one time, and then, so I have to refer to the library. Y'all see me do it at times. And the teacher of our program is the website. Do y'all agree with that? Because we got to protect it. Or all of a sudden, you know, if it's a teacher, if it's me or one of the former teachers or a future teacher or whatever, if we're relying on them, they can't keep up with it either. There's things that I eat that they don't eat, and vice versa. You eat that I can't remember without the library. So one of the reasons I've never really taught this stuff is because how many people have you run into? Everybody wants to be an expert, and they start being their own little expert. It's happened in my life for 20 years. They're their own little expert. And I'll be in class back when we had 100 teachers with Thrive. I'd be in class and people would be saying things that wasn't on my program. And they would be saying, I say, where did you hear that? I never said that. Well, I heard it from one of the teachers. Well, the teacher done got their own version. So the website is what rules me. I do mess up at times for speed. And then I'm like, why did I do that? I was wrong. So I have to go back and correct myself. That's just human error. That's part of it. But before we get into this, I just want to preface everything with the website, the website, the website. It's what gives us a movement. It's what gives, not a bowel movement. That topic the other day, I pay for that topic every time I bring up what's your food.
Good too, though.
Huh?
I said those are good too, though.
Yeah, yeah. So I pay for those, but we've got a movement here. We've got a movement. It's a lifestyle. We want to all keep us on the same page because we're focusing on what we can have, not on what we can't have. So we want to be careful about what we put in that library. Now, it is true that there have been times that say, Bryant might say, Travis, in my situation, in my goal, I just can't stop eating Oreos. How could I work the Oreos in during the day and make it work? Well, I'm never going to prove that, but I might go, right? Because we're trying to keep the insulin levels abated throughout the day. So I'm saying all that to say, if we approve stuff, if you learn how to approve your own products, don't go telling other people unless you vetted it through all of us. Notice I said all of us. The Bible says that there's safety in counsel. So sometimes a product may be approved, but you might only be able to have such a little bit of it. It's not practical. Does that make sense? Or it may be able to be approved, but it's something that people I know they just can't stop eating. So we might as well not even approve it. Because you do get holidays. So it's a philosophy. It's just a way of thinking. So as you learn about approvals, don't tell other people until you've vetted it and we get it in that library. I beg you. You say you're taking this way too serious, Travis. This is one of the parts of the program you got to take serious. Literally, the program is standing between life and death for some people. And that's serious. This program has saved physical lives and maybe even helped some spiritual lives, but it saved physical lives. And I just want us, as we go through this and learn, if my mom, she's at home, she thinks she's got the recipe nailed, she don't want to run it through the family, she knows it might be right, might not be right. Okay, go ahead and do that. But don't tell everybody else until it's vetted and in that library. The library is our safest way of getting products approved. Can we get everybody rise to your feet and say, aye? Hey, Patricia. All right. So what we're going to do today, this is product approvals, recipe. You can bring some too. As we do these on Saturdays, bring your recipes. Not all recipes can be approved, but most can. Bring your recipes, bring your products. Also keep posting in the We Fixed It group. It's just me right now, so I'm trying to do it once a week to get it caught up. We used to be Johnny on the spot. Our team was great, but now it's just myself. So Lisa and Larry are helping me keep my eyes on everything, but I'm the one that will be ultimately approving the item. So Brent put them in the We Fixed It group for staging products and recipes, or bring them in here and we'll all learn together. And then hopefully I can train up a lot of people that can help me in the future with this too, that want to volunteer and help with it. All right, let me pull up this. First thing we're going to do is take Lisa. I haven't even looked at this stuff. It's how confident I am. Now watch that backfire on me. Lisa did a great PowerPoint for us. We're first going to tackle ones that people have asked us to approve. It looks like some of them, I'm sorry, I'm getting a cold. It looks like some of them have already, there's been an attempt to get them approved. And now it looks like the submission is in. Will you double check my work and make sure that they're approved? And so that's what we're going to do first. Sorry about the cough. All right, We Fixed It. Don't pay attention to this is the difference between Lisa's computer and mine. She lays these out perfectly, but sometimes in translation on my Mac, we get it off center a little bit. The first one, rotisserie chicken mushroom soup. I know the picture looks good. This was submitted by Denise Martin. I love the last name. So let's take a look at our ingredients. And let's generate conversation, even if you know the answers, okay? So number one, we've got an onion. An onion. What category is an onion? Onion and celery and garlic.
4, maybe?
3, ain't it?
Okay, so an onion, depending on the amount that's in the recipe, could qualify as a condiment, or it could, if it's a large portion of onion, which doesn't look like it is here, then it would be a category 3. Raw onions, I'm not worried about them. It's the caramelized ones that we have to be careful of. But we got an onion here. We got celery, which is a category 2. Never a problem with celery. Nobody's ever, all you got to do is ask yourself, has anybody ever looked in the mirror and said, I got to back away from the celery? No. I know that's approved by intuition. Garlic is a freebie. Garlic is tremendous for the heart. You've got a pound of mushrooms. Mushrooms are awesome. Did you know that mushrooms are the only plant that breathes in oxygen like a human? Did you know that? Fun fact about mushrooms, they breathe like we do. 2 teaspoons of fresh thyme. 1 rotisserie chicken is beautiful. So what category would that rotisserie chicken be if I'm using the skin too?
4.
A 4.
4. We got 6 cups of stock. Let's try to go with fat-free stock here. We've got 1 cup of cream. I'm not worried about that cup of cream amongst this entire recipe. We're okay there. I want to make sure that my stock is fat-free, since it looks like I'm using heavy whipping cream. 3 cups of spinach, chili flakes, and pepper. So when I look at this recipe, just telling you my thoughts, when I look at this, I see only one issue. There's not much fat in the rotisserie chicken, and I could even just use the white meat part. Then it would be a category 1. By the way, at the grocery store, a rotisserie chicken makes some great chicken salad. Y'all probably know that. We've got some great chicken salad recipes. But I'm not worried about anything here except for that full fat whipping cream. So I've got some fat. So what I'm looking for is anything that's going to cause an insulin impact. And I don't have anything here in these amounts that's going to cause any insulin impact. I've got some onion. It isn't enough over the whole recipe to cause a problem. This is low glycemic. Thyme and garlic are free. There is just nothing here that can cause a problem. Do y'all see that? So if I use fat-free chicken stock, I'm good. Is everybody with? Penny's nailed it. I'm gonna have to pay Penny. See what we discover? Very good. She spotted it right off the cream. Does everybody see that? Then we've got our ingredients. Now look at this. Here we can get in some trouble. I'm going to read these off to you, and you tell me when we got a problem. Heat a splash of olive oil or a knob of butter in a large pot. Green light or red light?
Red light.
Red light. Use MCT or ghee.
There you go. Perfect. MCT oil or ghee. Now, if you're new, I'm so sorry. What's the difference? What is the difference? If I use olive oil or regular butter, those are long chain triglycerides. Even if I don't spike insulin, I may have a problem because we are significantly increasing the calories that are already in the form of fat and will be easily stored as fat if I eat too much. Are y'all with me there? Fat does not need the presence of insulin to be stored. Insulin just stores the fat more efficiently. Now, I haven't seen anything that's going to cause insulin impact, but when we start talking about fat-free cream, olive oil, and butter, we've got heavy calories. Now, the calories will be the same, Patricia, with the basically the same if I use MCT and ghee, but the difference is that those beautiful short and medium chain triglycerides. We've got a long candle wick versus a short candle wick. So which one do you want to be consuming in the form of fat? You want it to burn quick, don't you? So we replace those and we're good there. Then cook the onion and celery. Add the mushrooms. The thyme and garlic are free. There's nothing else listed here that can cause any kind of problem except for this last little dot. Serve the soup with bread of your choice. If I want bread, I'm not eating bread with this. I'm just eating it without bread. But if I want bread, what bread do I need to use here?
Category 2 or 3?
Yeah, and I would go -2. I wouldn't use a category 3
That's
bread.
what I meant. Sorry. I meant a -2 or -3 bread. My caffeine hasn't kicked in yet.
I'm drinking some Zip right now, so I get it.
I'm about to drink mine.
-2 or -3 bread if you need bread with it. Now, just some things that I'm spotting that y'all may go, yuck. One of the things I can see me doing with this is pouring it over spiced cauliflower. I can see me doing that, not having bread. But if you want the bread, -2 or -3, now, that recipe, everything there was whole food, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Pause this for a minute, talk this out a little bit with you. Everything there was whole foods. Anytime we're talking about whole foods, our portion component will take care of us. Because of the way I put the system together, ladies, 1 cup to 1.5 cups. You could even go up to 2 cups if you're in maintenance or wanting a maintenance day. Men, 2 cups. None of those ingredients are going to allow you to go over your calorie range if you're following our portion rule, which for this would be 1.5 cups for ladies, up to 2 cups for men. That's a lot. That would be a great meal episode. Anything over 200 calories there would be a meal. If you keep it under 200 calories, you could take this and make it a side item and add any lean protein. So now I could have grilled chicken and this soup. Does that make sense? Now let's go back to this. What is the name? This was rotisserie chicken mushroom soup. Great job, Denise. Any questions about this recipe, anyone? Or things that you might want to do with it that we can vet out now? Lisa will do her best to transcribe and put it in the library as she gets time. How about another round of applause? I'm big on edification. You know, you can edify. I'm sorry, I'm jumping out of the information. I'm just amazed at those two ladies, because in my lifetime, you can edify people, and it ain't long before the head gets so big it pops and you can't do nothing with them. But Lara and Lisa, the more you love on them, the more humble they become. It's bringing a tear to my eye right now. Big round of applause for Lisa and Lara. They just do so much for the Shibboleth family. We love you, Lisa. Make me tear up.
Travis.
The more we do, the more they do for us, and the more you thank them. They're just different. We should learn. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this old man right here. We're a spiritual program too. We're flawed people all trying to do better. And I just want to say again, how ashamed I am in front of all of you for my ingratitude at times. I have a lot more than they have materialistically. And those two girls, the more you love on them, the more humble they become.
Mm-hmm.
They remind me to be grateful every day. So thank you, Lisa, for all you do.
Travis, on that recipe,
Yes,
I have also made that just by putting everything in the crock pot, not sauteing the onions or anything. Just throw it all in the crock pot, and using like 2 cans of chicken. So no rotisserie chicken, just 2 cans of chicken, and just throw it all in the crock pot, cook it on low for, 4 hours, 6 hours, whatever, and just let it cook all day, and it comes out great.
Now, what you just said, if we all listen to Denise, what did we just catch there? Those people that struggle with planning, you got a good one that you can make up for several days, even freeze it.
That's right.
There you go. Good
We've
job.
done that. We've done that. And with the spinach, it's basically the equivalent of a bag.
Awesome.
Yep.
This is fun, right, y'all? Not have any foodies and eaties here?
And keeping canned chicken or even canned low-fat beef in your pantry can be lifesaver.
Awesome. How many of y'all want to see this recipe and get some Penny-esque pictures of it?
I wish we were all good enough to do like Penny does.
I know it. My food, when I put it on, I'm terrible with photography and videography, but she makes them look so good. All right.
Travis, I did have a question.
Sure.
About the chicken, because you mentioned, of course, I never use the skin off a rotisserie, but it sounded like you were saying in that we could use the white and the dark meat, or the breast and maybe the thigh meat, and that wouldn't be a problem.
It wouldn't be for this. Overall, rotisserie chicken, we're going to count the whole thing as a 4, but I didn't see anything in this recipe that gives me any pause or concern. It's better always to use white meat, the breast meat, but nothing wrong with even using the skin with those rotisseries, as long as you call that part of it a 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Normally when I get a rotisserie chicken, I eat the breast, the dogs eat the rest. So.
There you go. That's a good policy.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Great job.
Speaking of the chicken, and I'm sorry if y'all lose me. I'm out here in the wilderness, so I can my own chicken. There's a place up here in North Georgia where you can get like a case of chicken, 40 pounds of chicken for like $60. And I take it and I can it, home can it. So I have enough chicken to, I keep plenty of chicken just for that reason, just for doing recipes like that.
Awesome job. I like these ideas and tips. It helps me too. Rochelle is saying, I hate that I'm allergic to mushrooms and celery. You could have it. You'd still get the flavor there. Just remove those items. They're not adding to the recipe from a nutritional standpoint. They're giving it its flavor and its personality, but you could remove them.
Hey, Travis.
Bringing anything to the table. Yes, ma'am.
Is this recipe a Faithfully Fit recipe, or is it in the Shibboleth library?
Let me take a look. She probably hasn't added it yet.
Oh, okay.
Waiting on me to approve it. I would call this, I got a lot of teaching to do on the Faithfully Fit days. I don't see anything here that wouldn't allow this to be what we were going to call a grace day with Faithfully Fit, meaning it's almost perfectly clean. To get a blessed day, we're simply talking about organic foods that roam the earth and grow from the ground. That's where we want to spend most of our time, because this is a recipe, but it's almost perfectly clean. I would call this one of those grace days, like I'm showing myself a little grace.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Still will apply to the weight loss meter. And if I just confuse the punk out of you, I believe in all these different type days. That's what's give my lifestyle for me the enjoyment, the ever learning, I've got a new tool in the toolkit. So we're adding different type days for our Faithfully Fit members that want to keep working toward going cleaner, if that makes sense. A grace day is better than a Shibboleth perfect day. A blessed day is as clean as a whistle. And then we've got our feast days. We've got some we've got our infidel days. No, I'm just kidding. But we've got some other fun stuff for you there with the Faithfully Fit program. I'm going to stop on Facebook. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hey, Bobby Cartledge is on Facebook, says it's almost Cadbury egg season. Bobby, I told you 10 years ago, those are not approved except for a holiday. Quit trying to get those approved. He showed up for class. We fixed it, class, to try to get Cadbury eggs approved yet again. Those are not even category 4. All right, we love y'all. If you are not a member of this, you're not a partner, not a Faithfully Fit member, get in touch with Lisa. It's just $1 a month to join these on Saturday, okay? Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to stop it now, and I'll see y'all next week, Lord willing. I think that I just stopped that. Okay. All right, back to it. Let's go look at some other good stuff. Okay, we've got next Indian tomato soup. This should be interesting. Let's take a look. Same thing. Let's engage with each other and learn together. We've got 2 cans of tomatoes, category 3. I don't have a problem with this. Water, never have a problem. Garlic, ginger, both are great for us. Salt, turmeric, garam masala, cayenne. I think that's you're talking a teaspoon, so it's a flavor system. I don't even know what it is, but I'm not concerned. It's 1.5 teaspoons. A 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, 4 ounces of butter, coconut milk, a 1/4 cup of cilantro, honey or agave. We got some work to do on this one. So if I'm looking at this and my goal is weight loss, that's the first key word. I see nothing wrong with this if I'm in maintenance, other than I see nothing wrong with it if I'm in maintenance at all. So far in the ingredient panel, except for the butter. I would change that to ghee. Right, Bryant. Yep. Penny says the coconut milk. I'm not too worried about Penny, does canned coconut milk? I would usually Google this. Does it have any sugar in it? I would probably try here, if I could get away with it, unsweetened almond milk or unsweetened coconut milk or unsweetened hemp milk. I would try one of those. So let's stop here. And I don't know how it's going to impact the taste of it, me being a dude and not a good chef, but I would try, if I'm doing this recipe, I'm looking at unsweetened almond milk, unsweetened coconut milk, or unsweetened hemp milk. Hemp Bliss has a good product. You can find it almost every grocery store. I would try one of those. That would be my first stab there. The butter's got to be ghee. The honey or agave, I would be using imitation honey only because this recipe is pre-digested. If this were a maintenance meal, I probably am not changing anything. But because we're talking weight loss, I would trade out the honey, I would trade out the coconut milk, and I would trade out the butter for ghee. Does that make sense?
Google says coconut milk has no sugar.
I didn't think it did. If it's no sugar, I think we're okay, but it's typically going to have fat. Does it have fat?
I'll check. Does
I bet-
coconut milk have fat?
A tablespoon of coconut milk has about 3.2 grams of fat, or 5% of your recommended daily intake, based on a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's our challenge here. That's an entire can, not just a few tablespoons. So here I'm using some sort of unsweet, because they're not going to be as high fat as just canned coconut milk. So I would try one of those. I don't know how it's going to alter the taste, but that's what I would do. I bet it doesn't alter the taste much at all. But one of your unsweet milks, because one can that's probably 8 ounces, I'm guessing. Maybe less than that, but one of unsweet almond milk or the unsweetened hemp milk. Hemp milk has a little bit of a coconutty flavor to it. That might help there. The other ingredients are going to mask the coconut milk out. It's just giving you, and here's another thing you can do. If you're wanting it to have a coconut flavor and you're not using coconut milk, try this. Bob's Red Mill coconut flakes. Bob's Red Mill coconut flakes. You could grind those up into this and you get that coconutty flavor. Those are high fiber. And then you don't have a problem. Does everybody see the leaps I made there?
Travis, could you change the butter to coconut oil?
You could. I don't know how it would taste. I would suggest that an Indian recipe, to get the flavor profile, you're probably going to want a rich, flavorful butter. And ghee basically originated in India, so it's going to give it more of that flavor. That's my guess. You could use coconut oil from a nutritional standpoint. You're good with MCT or coconut oil, but I would suspect, because this is calling for butter and you're wanting that rich flavor, that ghee butter would maintain what they're shooting for here better. I probably would grind up some coconut flakes. I keep those on hand. They always give a good, even to a shake recipe, they give a good tropical coconutty. That would work with this soup. But you could definitely do coconut oil. Right. Then we go to our instructions. Mix all ingredients in the pot except for the milk. You could definitely use any of our approved milks too. Your ghee, butter, cilantro, and you cook. Add the ghee, your milk of choice. You've got a good recipe here. So this is going to be a good little side item. You could have a lean protein with it, and you would be having a robust meal. Does that make sense? You could have this as a cup of it as a snack. If you go 2 cups, you need to call it a meal. But if I was having it, I can see me having this with a grilled chicken breast, something like that. Like a side item, a cup or less, and then a lean protein with it would be pretty good. Good weight loss meal. Any questions about this one? This was Indian tomato soup by Miss Darla. Thank you, Miss Darla. Yeah, shrimp would be really good with this. I can feel that. That would be good. Next one is Thai. I hope Terry might have to help me out. Here I go again with my pronunciation. Penang chicken, I'm guessing. Penang. This is by Angela Kinsey. We've got veggie spirals. No problem there, as long as they're category 2 veggie spirals. You got to be careful. Like I know a lot of people buy veggie sticks, and veggie sticks are just starch. They're not really vegetable sticks. So we want to make sure, same thing here. These are category 2 veggies that are spiral, like zucchini or, you know, some category 2. Chicken breast, I hope. Garlic, ginger, broccoli, peanut butter. Some PB2 powder might go good here. Teaspoon of fish sauce, Penang curry paste, basil, cooking spray, half cup of water. I spot 0 wrong with this recipe. I probably would use peanut butter, PB2 powder in place of the peanut butter. There's nothing wrong with this as it is. It's perfect. Everybody see that? No problem. Up to 2 cups would be a meal. Ladies, try to keep it to 1.5 cups. If you wanted it as a side item, same thing's going to hold true. 1/2 cup to 1 cup would be a good side item. Then you could have another lean protein if you desired it. Remember, we're trying to lose weight. The less calories, the more that will come from our fat stores. But nothing wrong with this at all. The only thing to be on the lookout for so far is, are these category 3 spirals or category 2? We need category 2 veggie spirals. Let's go back though. If you wanted to, there would be nothing wrong here with adding, if you wanted to add some of the approved pastas as a garnish to it. You might like that, I don't know. You couldn't have a full portion of carbonara or the Fiber Gourmet spirals, but if you wanted to put them in there like a condiment to have some noodles in there, you could do that. I can even see me removing the chicken and using the sauce and putting the Fiber Gourmet noodles in there. I can see me doing that without the chicken. Make sense? Let's look at this. Spray the pan with cooking spray. I'm reading the recipe. There's no surprises here. It's all perfect. There's nothing wrong with this recipe. Any questions about this one? From Angela Kinsey. Thank you, Angela. This is this is something I would like to do. Sherry Baxter said, I had Fiber Gourmet spaghetti two days ago, down 2 pounds. Good job. Hey, Dr. Elizabeth. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one is Cindy Walters. Cindy Walters, London broil. London broil in a pan by Cindy, who's one of our stalwarts. Let's take a look. London broil, fat-free cheese, Fiber Gourmet crackers, bell peppers, bagel seasoning. Anything wrong with any of that? No, there's nothing wrong with this bad boy. I would even suggest give it more flavor because you're controlling the insulin so well, and use reduced fat Sargento cheese. It has more of like a block cheese flavor. I'd be adding some reduced fat Sargento here instead of that fat-free. But she's doing better from a weight loss standpoint by saving the calories. But me, I would go for a little more flavor and use the Sargento reduced fat. It tastes more like hump cheese.
Hey, Travis, did you see where the Lifetime cheese is now LifeWise and they got it back in stock?
I did. I love that stuff. If you can go, yeah, if you can go that route, now that we found it, thanks to Cindy, I believe it was. I don't know.
Missy Baines found it for us.
Yeah. Well, it's actually back on. I always ordered it from Northwoods. That's the company. And it's back on their website, and it's actually a little cheaper than the website that was shown. So the company is Northwoods, and you can get on there. That's where I always ordered it. Just a little bit cheaper. You can order just the blocks. So like if all you want is cheddar, you can get all cheddar. Now you have to pay shipping, and of course, shipping's not cheap when you're talking about shipping something that's cold, but if you get a group together, that's what we used to do. Get a group together, split the shipping, and that cheese is amazing.
Yeah, it's Gina is asking, never heard of it. If you've been around a long time, then you've heard of it, because it used to be something we were all fascinated with, because it was hump cheese and it tastes like hump cheese and it's fat free. And it's category 1, Bryant. Category 1 lean protein. And I'm all about ordering it and putting it in the freezer and just keeping it, because it's amazing. Yep. I cried when they took that off the market. I did, and they didn't. They just changed the name, it sounds like.
Hey,
well,
Travis.
I think it was out for a long time, because I even wrote to the company and was like, please. And so now it's come back. So I'm excited to see if it's the same.
Yeah. Can you put your name in the chat?
Sure.
Jody's asking, is there a link to it? If somebody knows, can give her that link. Yes, ma'am, Cindy.
Tammy, Missy's who found it for us. Tammy, both of them have tried it out. They said it was a little different consistency, little different flavor profile, but still very edible. And all of us up here in North Georgia are very much foodie eaties. So that goes a long way with Tammy giving it stamp of approval, and Missy as well. I will be trying it today, and I'm going to try the Swiss, and I'm going to try it in this London brawl. And I was just going to tell you that another thing that I add to that London brawl, I must have left it out of the ingredients. I put bell pepper and red pepper flakes. And so it is quite spicy, depending upon how heavy you lean into the red pepper. But y'all enjoy. I got to get my store put out. I'll be around. See y'all.
Bye. Yeah, I would also consider with this, it's going to be best eating it like it is here for weight loss. I might even consider, if I was okay with a little reduced weight loss, having this in like a Joseph's flatbread pita or something like that. You could turn that into a sandwich. So that would be good too. This recipe is pretty perfect as it is. We're using cooking spray. Nothing wrong with this one. This one's perfection. This is exercise on a plate. If you use the bread, still good, but not exercise on a plate. Anybody got any questions about this one? This would be very satisfying too. It's very filling. Next, thank you, Cindy. Meatloaf. We've got meatloaf. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Maybe we can have some fun with this one. We've got, it looks like somebody's already done some work here. They've already converted it. Let's see, cooking spray, onion, salt, pepper, 96% lean ground beef is a 1, egg whites, sugar-free barbecue, fat-free cheddar. We could use our hump cheese here. So far, perfect, nothing there. Let's take a look at these ingredients. We're combining our egg white, our ground beef, our barbecue sauce, our fat-free cheese. It's perfection. You've got mini barbecue cheddar meatloaf. Somebody's already done the work for us, and they're just asking, is this okay? And it is okay. Who was that? Tricia Morgan. Tricia Morgan found a perfect recipe, and all we've got to do, because of all the ingredients being approved, all I got to do is make my 2-hand rule work, and I'm good to go. So I've got my meatloaf, center of my plate, neatly. It's going to be thicker than the thickest part of my hand, so I don't want the whole plate covered. You just got to use some deductive reasoning there. But right there in the center of my plate, really nice little meal that I'm having there. And I've got a great eating episode that's almost exercise on a plate. And it's meatloaf. So great find, great job on that one. Any questions or comments so far? How did y'all enjoy this? Is this good to come together as a family and do some recipes?
Yeah, this was great.
Awesome. Hopefully
Totally awesome.
Ideas and anybody else. I'm going to jump over to the We Fixed It group, try to catch some things up that need to be caught up. And there might be some other fun stuff in there.
Travis,
Uh-huh.
when you get through there, what I have been having is a perfect pairing because Tabitha had checked with you, but I can't find it in the library, is 1/2 of a Mighty Muffin with a 2/3 serving of Halo Top ice cream. I use the little mini waffle maker, and my husband likes it too. So that way I'm not tempted by leftover Halo Top.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's 2 mini waffles with a 2/3 cup serving, not the half, because some of the Halo Top is 330 calories. So half of the pint would shoot the calories way up. But anyway, I have it as a perfect pairing, but it's not on the website. It's just half a Mighty Muffin and 2/3 cup serving of Halo Top.
Yeah. Yeah. I do that too. I do that as a meal. I'll have the either the carbs, is it Carb Master or Carb Smart ice cream?
Yeah. Yes.
That or Halo Top with that, like that double chocolate Mighty Muffin, and call it a meal replacement. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And Ackworth, finally, thanks to good directions from Kim, I have found the Walmart that has the double chocolate Mighty Muffins on their shelf.
Awesome. Yeah, those are one of my favorites because I can have my ice cream and brownie kind of surprise.
Which Walmart is that in Ackworth?
It's the one way up, way up past Ackworth due west. The one, if I'm coming out of Ackworth due west road onto 41, turn left. It's the Walmart way up there. Not the one if you turn right on 41. It's that other one. They're 4 left because I bought 6. Anyway.
So it's the one on the hill.
No.
Okay.
It's flat. It's on that connection road that goes from 41 to, I think I don't know what the name of that road is because I live in East Cobb, so I'm not real familiar. I just know the one way out there past Ackworth due west.
Right. It's north of Mars Hill. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And it's in where the cake is, on the almost top shelf, in a box.
Everybody, this is one that's in the We Fixed It group that requires quite a bit of work. This particular one is Craisins dried cranberries, oatmeal chocolate chunk cookies. This might be a good one to close out on to show you that we can almost do anything with our program, okay? 2/3 cup butter or margarine. Margarine is horrible for you. Try to never eat margarine. Butter, we can have 2/3 cup of ghee. It says 2/3 cup of brown sugar. We could use that Splenda brown sugar. We have 2 large eggs. I've got a lot of fat already, so I got to really watch my carbohydrate here. Then we've got oats, that's carbohydrate. We've got flour. We can't really remove the oats. It would take this, it wouldn't be a recipe really any longer since this is centric. We've got flour. Baking soda is not a problem. And then you'd have to use the sugar-free, no sugar added chocolate chips. So this is a mess right here. We have to be really careful with it. I would change out to an approved sweetener. I probably wouldn't even use the Splenda brown sugar. I would probably use something like xylitol or monk fruit here. And then the flour, I would use an approved flour. I would probably use a mix of FiberWise flour and almond flour. I'd probably, instead of 1.5 cups, I would do 3/4 cups of FiberWise flour, 3/4 cups of I would use all FiberWise flour, but it tends to make it too dry for me. So I would probably have either almond flour or the Bob's Red Mill low carb flour. I'd do a 1-to-1 ratio. The FiberWise is going to shut down the fat bus a little better. My mom may chime in too with some ideas. She's good at the cookies. The cranberries scare me. This recipe's a mess. If I wanted to make this work, I would know going into it that I can fix it and make it maintenance if I eat it early in the day and change out almost every single ingredient. Got to be really careful with this one. You got to really want this, or either just call it a holiday. Even if I were having these on a holiday, I would change out these ingredients. I got to look at what Gail did in a minute, but ghee butter, monk fruit, Fiber-Wise or Fiber Gourmet flour mixed with probably almond flour. Baking soda's fine. I'd probably back way off on the craisins, the cranberries, and I'd have no sugar added chocolate chips. So let me look and see what she did to fix this. What else had, okay, so we just went over, so she didn't try to approve them. Lisa, did all of that I said make sense? Do you need me to go over that again so that you can give her that when you get time, that those switches? I know that's a lot of work. Gail, if you ever listen to this, I'd just about call that one a holiday and just enjoy them. But again, I'm going to go through it one more time so that we can understand. The butter's the ghee butter, monk fruit instead of brown sugar, Fiber-Wise or Fiber Gourmet flour, and then the no sugar added chocolate chips. That's the swaps for me to make that approved, and I would call it maintenance. My mom said I would do the same. Oatmeal does have a lot of carbs. So what scares me, first of all, if I have these the way they are, you might as well weigh those cookies, because that's how much fat you're putting on your body. Okay. You might as well weigh as many as you eat, because that's what you're going to store. It's nothing but fat storage here, but I can make it a decent maintenance cookie. I'm going to do it one more time for Lisa. Ghee, monk fruit, Fiber-Wise or Fiber Gourmet flour, 3/4 cup of Fiber-Wise or Fiber Gourmet flour, 3/4 cup of almond flour, and then back down, I'd do a 1/2 cup of craisins, and then no sugar added chocolate chips if you really wanted to make that one work. I'm thinking that's just, let's have fun with a holiday there. Does that make sense, everybody? But we can make it work. We can make it work. All right, I'm going to pause there. Any other questions or comments? Anything that you're curious about? Questions, you name it.
Better if
Travis,
you go, I don't pick up poop. I didn't even think about it.
I'm sorry.
About 3 times.
Anybody else?
Travis, this is Deanna. I have a question on conversions, if you got a minute.
Yeah, sure.
So when you're doing if a recipe calls for flour, would you use equal, like if it says 1 cup of flour, would you use equal Fiber-Wise flour or a lesser amount?
So what I'm discovering about this, it makes for a fantastic recipe. It stops the fat bust with many of the Bob's Red Mill products and whatnot, but it makes them somewhat dry. So what I've been tending to do, you have to experiment, be willing to lose a little money, right? Because you might try it and the taste isn't that great. But what I'm finding works for me is to take whatever it's calling for in the form of flour, and I mix half of that flour. I use Fiber-Wise to get better fat bust stopping impact. I used to use Fiber Gourmet flour. So I mix 1 part this and 1 part almond flour or Carb Quick or Bob's low carb.
Okay.
And that to me has given me a good, Mom may help us out here, but when I've experimented, that's how things tend to turn out the best. If I use one part for one part with this, it tends to make them really dry. So adding a little almond flour or Carb Quick, those are adding some moisture via the fats. So you can try it with this and you'll get a better weight loss impact. But if it calls for a cup of flour, I'm usually going a half a cup of this, half a cup of some other of our approved flours to give it a little more moistness.
Gotcha.
Mama said yes, and she's amazing. So she's probably shocked that I know this stuff, aren't you, Mama? She's never seen me cook, but I can. See, I told you, she's surprised. I just take after her. That's all there is to it. I'm just not as handy in the kitchen. I make more of a mess.
I think that's a guy thing.
Anybody else?
Just one quick question.
Travis,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You've explained before, but I've got to get a memory tag to remember it because I keep forgetting. 𝐶𝐶 and Bio Coffee. I forget which is better weight loss, which is better health.
Yeah, 𝐶𝐶 is amazing. It's a 10 every which way you look at it. For a meal, for a snack, for antioxidants, for nutrition, it's amazing. It's a lot better than Bio Coffee.
Okay.
Bio Coffee is fantastic in its own right, but you have to be careful because of the tapioca starch in it. So I mix something with it, and then what I'm getting when I mix it with 𝐶𝐶, I'm getting all the benefits of both and backing down on the blood sugar impact from the Bio Coffee.
Okay. I had a friend who was allergic to milk, but loved hot chocolate. So I introduced her to 𝐶𝐶.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my
Care of it. Dark chocolate, hot chocolate.
Yeah,
And
it's delicious.
thank you.
You're welcome. Mom?
Travis, yeah, I was just going to say on that chocolate chip cookie that you love so much, that was actually just a recipe that popped up on Facebook, I think, or it might have been Pinterest. And I was looking for a protein cookie, something that had a lot of protein powder. So the vanilla GC Control weight management powder, I just took and instead of flour, I used half almond flour and half protein powder, and it did good. I mean, it's good, if not better than actual flour, like white lily flour. And then I added a scoop of that Fiber-Wise just to give more fiber in there. So, and of course, I changed the oil to MCT and sugar-free chocolate chips. But it did work better with eggs rather than egg whites. I like the consistency better. But you can just about take any cookie recipe now. I know it would be hard for her to find the cranberries because I've looked for any sugar-free cranberries because I love those. But if anybody does have any way or any cookie to substitute for a graham cracker crust, I'm looking for a recipe. And I did try to use the mock graham cracker crust, but it just wasn't exactly the thing I was looking for. So if anybody knows any way to make a good graham cracker recipe crust recipe for a cheesecake, I sure would like to have it. Thank y'all.
Yeah. Thank you, Mama. By the way, any nut with I think with your recipe, I need to look at it again. You know, that's my favorite. I think any nut crust, if you control the portion, is going to work with that.
Hey, Travis, I'm drawing a blank completely, but, well, not completely. I thought there was a recipe for a graham cracker type of crust made with the bran crisp bread.
There is.
Yeah.
Okay. That came to mind.
I did try that one. It was just not quite what I was looking for. I was looking for more of I wish we could find a substitute graham cracker that's sugar-free and low calorie, but probably not.
The good Lord said, good luck with that.
You know, we actually had some that my roommate Pam, who also is part of this family, had ordered a few years ago from Amazon, and it was a graham cracker that kind of met all the requirements. I'll look and see if they still make it, because when she got it, she thought about using it to make a crust. So I'll check on that.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, Mom, you did make, if I remember right, you made me one with a nut crust. And in fact, I actually liked it better, but just throwing that out there. But
I did make that one that you had, but when you weigh out the difference, you can buy them at Walmart, a nut crust, and they're made out of pecans, and I think you can get them out of another type of nut. I made that one out of pecans.
I got you.
But it's so much easier and cheaper just to buy it. So if you want a nut crust, I'll be buying it from Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, though, if we can find that graham cracker one, that they're talking about, that would be great.
Travis, is she talking about her cheesecake recipe now?
Yeah.
Okay. And I must have stepped away. I heard you talking about her chocolate chip recipe. Did you show that, or did we still not, or were we not able to get that?
Are you still hiding that from them, Mom?
No, I actually gave it to you twice.
You did?
I did.
Now you know why I stay in trouble.
I'll back her up on that. She told me she did.
I'll try to get that to Lisa. Yeah. I fell down on the job.
I'm sending it again to your phone, so it'll be fresh.
Y'all hear me getting in trouble? All right. Where can we get 𝐂𝐲 Amazon store? Keep your fingers crossed. I have to make payroll Monday right now. Payroll's $2,300 Monday, and I have none. So don't panic, Lisa. We're counting on the Lord around here, but we're hoping in a couple of weeks that we can sell some of the vital items that we got a member that wants to help with that, and that we can offer some of those vital items that are hard to find. So y'all keep praying for us. We're trying our best to move forward as though this is a new thing and not a remodel. Let's see. Could you make a fiber-wise biscuit? You could. Yeah. I think they even have a good biscuit recipe. I think there's a biscuit recipe on here. There's several biscuit recipes in the recipe library. I don't know, Brian, if you'll pull a biscuit recipe and send it to me, I can do conversions for you, but there are several good biscuit recipes in the library. Let's write that one down, Lisa, for next week. Lisa, if you're still with me, I shouldn't have said that in front of you, Lisa. I got you covered. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just trying to raise some money, you know what I mean? So, just tell it like it is. But I got you covered, Lisa. I shouldn't have said that in front of you. No panic. I promise. I got it covered. I know where if I need it. But what I wanted to say there was maybe, Lisa, next week, next Saturday, let's do several different biscuit recipes. For those that don't like the carb quick biscuits, we'll do several different ones next week. That'll be good. We can talk biscuits and bacon and cheese and all kind of fun stuff. What is it that you eat with 𝐂𝐲? I don't eat anything with it. I have it as a meal episode. You could call it a snack episode. You could have up to 2 servings a day as one snack. But I eat so little these days, I just have it as a morning meal. I just drink my 𝐂𝐲. Somebody else asked a good question. I missed who it was, but it was, what is better for weight loss? Health-wise hot chocolate or 𝐂𝐲? I look at it this way. If it's on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best for weight loss, and I'm comparing 𝐂𝐲 to health-wise hot chocolate, from a weight loss standpoint, health-wise hot chocolate's a 10. 𝐂𝐲 would be a 9 compared to it. From a wellness standpoint, health-wise hot chocolate would be a 7. 𝐂𝐲 would be a 10 plus. Does that make sense? Does that help you make that decision?
Charles, can I ask a question? Didn't you say at one time we could mix the health-wise? I think I saw something on health-wise and the cocoa ringa together
That's
as a
what
meal?
Mhm.
Okay, okay, perfect. I need to try that. That's why I'm having lunch today, because I have those and I haven't tried them yet.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things to do, actually, is just mix those up. And then I have another announcement to make before I have to go. Anybody that wants to do it, and Lisa, are you ready? I need your help with this. It's okay to throw darts at me. Set me up a group challenge for next week called Tiger 36. I'm making an announcement. Charles Grant said, I need to get back going. And I said, well, if you'll do it, I'll do it with you. Y'all gonna hear him right here.
Let's do it, brother.
All right, I'm gonna do it with you. You're gonna make me so skinny I gotta jump around in the shower to get wet.
I can find out where the Tiger 36 is on the website, right? Because I'm kind of curious about it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna explain to you what that is. So what Charles and I is doing next week, we're doing 3 Tiger 36s. That means 108 hours of fasting throughout the week. Now, the way we're going to structure it, you could structure it 3 other days. The way we're going to structure it, we're going to eat Sunday night and then we're done. We're not going to eat again until Tuesday at lunchtime. I'm going to be fasting and praying. Charles is going to be fasting and dropping weight. So we're gonna eat again on Tuesday at lunch and then Tuesday at dinner, and then we're gonna stop. We're gonna fast through Wednesday. We're gonna eat again Thursday at lunch, Thursday at dinner. We're gonna fast through Friday. Then we've made it. We've survived. The other days of the week, we're gonna do what's equivalent to Shibboleth Simplified or the Zip diet that people are doing. You can choose either of those meal plans. If you're doing Zip, you have that meal plan. If you don't, you have Shibboleth Simplified. Charles, do you accept the challenge?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear that clearly.
Yes, sir.
I need to hear it again.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I need to see this. We're not going in there like Eeyore. We're going to do it or bust a gut. And I need to see this. All right. Anybody that wants to do that with us or has questions, you're welcome to join us and ask questions. Now, it's simple. You could also do a strategy of Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but that's 108 hours of fasting. I'm doing it for spiritual reasons and spiritual needs. Charles is doing it for physical reasons. So we're going to get him back going next week. Take your before pictures, Brother Charles. Any questions or comments about that?
Hey, Travis, this isn't about that, but I don't want to forget to tell you. We found 2 possibilities for graham cracker replacement.
Oh, cool.
One is a 2 on the WLM. You have to probably get it through Amazon. The other is a 0. They're both on the Shibby site.
All right. Good.
Should I post them
Yeah.
in the group, or do you want me to post the pictures here? I don't think I can post the picture here.
Are you in the We Fixed It group?
I'm sure I am. I've been around for 4 years. I'm sure I signed up for that one. I'll go in and post both of them there. Either Pam or I will. She found them. She's just quiet on the call right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you both.
Oh, you're welcome.
So are the Zip meals the vault? The one on the vault?
Yeah. Yeah. If you're doing Zip Slim or are a Faithfully Fit member, you get access to that robust meal plan. It's a great one. Lisa can get that to you. And then if you don't have access to that, if you're doing Tiger 36 with us, Charles and I are going to either do Shibboleth Simplified or red column meals. Charles next week, my bet is if he does it right, we'll lose 18 to 20 pounds of fluid, be right back in efficient fat burning mode like never before. He'll hit Brother Charles, if you'll do this and fight hard, get that walking in again, you'll get back to 399. Then we can rock and roll again. Mama says Zip is helping. I've never had any better review on a product than on that product. So appetite control, metabolic disturbance in a good way. It's good stuff.
Brother Travis, I've been in classmates, so what that vet you're talking about, is it comparable to Spark?
I'm a Spark guy mainly because it's still a good product, but it's budget friendly and there's a lot of flavors. Zip is a little more geared toward actual weight loss. So from that standpoint, if you're looking for weight loss, it's best. And I want to make clear that I'm all Melaleuca. I got a call yesterday from some folks said, "What are you doing?" Well, I've always approved and endorsed products, but I'm all Melaleuca. I'm not switching to another company. I simply was offered this product, and I'm not trying to find coaches or distributors or anything like that. I'm not doing that. Just in case somebody's out here listening and eavesdropping. I'm all about Melaleuca as the best products on the planet. They just don't have a product like this. So that's why I'm endorsing it.
About how long does it usually take to get that once you order it?
They're having explosive growth. So I heard that it can be as 3 to 8 days. Yeah. They're having explosive growth. It's going viral. Unfortunately for me, I missed not unfortunately, I heard about it 6-8 months ago, and I didn't really talk about it until after it went viral. So I just was taking it myself, drinking it myself. That's one of the things that crossed my door. A friend sent it, then I talked to a doctor and that formulated it, and I was just enthralled with it, and I started using it and had some great success with it. But they're telling me Bryant told me 5 days. They're telling me 3 to 8. They're just experiencing explosive growth. Things that experience lasting explosive growth, it's because it typically works. It's good. Anybody else? Let's see. How do you make Mighty Muffin pancakes? Karen Campbell is asking that. I think that's just a texture thing, right? Y'all are using like a waffle maker, Patricia, or something?
I started with pancakes. If you do Mighty Muffin and add a little bit more water, it almost perfectly fits in an 8-inch skillet, and just spray it with Pam and cook it like you cook a pancake, or make it a little bit thinner and put it on a grill or a bigger pan and make 3 mini ones. So you just mix it till it's the right consistency to pancake batter and put it in whatever size you want. I used just the 8-inch when I first started, but then I don't do anything compulsively. No, not me. I have 3 different kinds of waffle makers, so my preference is a waffle maker. A regular thin big waffle maker, it will cook and be almost like a cracker because it's very thin. And if you use the Belgian waffle maker, it doesn't fill the whole thing. They're about this big around and thicker and delicious. Or if you make it a little bit thinner, you can do 3 mini waffles. Or if you make it thick, it goes out of the side a little bit, but it makes 2 fat ones. So I'm pretty much an expert on Mighty Muffin waffles. I do put, I know you say not to add it, but it's the equivalent of adding your chocolate chips, 1 heaping teaspoon of peanut butter powder, which does not add many calories, but boy, does it change the consistency and the flavor.
Awesome.
The
I love
PB2
it.
powder. Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal. I love it. Right. Says make egg whites in mini pancake maker. Yep. Little cute circles.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Karen says,
throw a little spinach in it and put it in there. Yeah.
Karen
Then you
says
just
she
pick 'em
loves
up.
your voice, by the way.
Hmm?
Karen says she loves your voice.
Oh, thank you.
If I missed anything today,
Me too.
If I missed anything, it was not intentional. Reach out to us if we can help you, and if anybody feels led to help us out. We appreciate it. I know Lisa usually posts the links and stuff whereby you can help us. We'll close out with a couple of things. Still looking for partners, need our partners. Thank you if you are a partner. Thank you if you're a Faithfully Fit member. I really believe you're saving lives. Thank you for overlooking my faults as a human. I'm just trying to move forward and do the best I can to keep this great program and community going. Just pray for us. We need your prayers, and we do pray for you every day. With that said, we'll close out in a word of prayer, and I hope y'all have a fantastic Saturday. Everybody good? All right. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, Lord, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. One more thing, if we can, Lisa or Lara, looks like I might have lost Lisa and have Lara.
Yes, sir.
Lara, can we send this in the form of class notes to all the people that are partners and Faithfully Fit members?
Yes, sir.
This video. All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all's help. We love you, and we'll talk soon. Thank y'all.
You.